in focus? Yeah, we are in focus. Hi guys. Oh, I need a lip balm. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I just need to, it's very, very dry at the moment. It's not dry actually, it's wet, but you know what I mean. It's that dry skin lip season. So I just wanna moisturize the lips. This is like hanging on to dear life. This is the Nukes. It's the rose lip balm. It's really lovely and I'm hanging on to dear life for it. Anywho guys, hello, welcome back to the vlogs. Long time no see, there we go. Yes, I've been away for like just 2 weeks, but I've been a bit away for a bit just because I have been just doing some life admin stuff, and it really was one of those things where I had to just decide where my energy was going, and it was basically that I need to just stop creating content for a bit, just focus on some of my stuff and then pick this back up, which I am doing now. So happy to pick the camera back up, bring you another little webisode vlog, give you guys a little bit of behind the scenes look, and just mainly bringing you a bit of a home decor little mini vlog of just embracing spring. It is currently the beginning of March when I'm filming this. In fact, this is pretty much going out almost the same week that I'm filming this, but pretty much I am ready to embrace spring. I don't know about anyone else, but this wet, miserable grey weather is just got to me. I'm fed up and I just want to embrace a bit of lightness and brightness and spring decor, which you can kind of see a little bit in the corner there. But how are you guys? How have you guys been getting on? Like, yeah, what's been happening these past couple of weeks? I'm trying to think if anything's really happened in my life to kind of catch you guys up on, which the answer is no. I've been leading a very relatively boring life and just been kind of focused on sort of life goals and just life admin stuff, and that is it really. If you want to see more kind of what I do on a weekly basis, just make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. I'm very active at the moment on Instagram stories, which I think everyone is. I certainly like having a nosy into what everyone's doing, but I'm very much kind of in the real time giving updates there and then. So just make sure you're following there if you're not already, just so you don't miss out on sort of kind of like the up-to-date stuff. And there's also stuff that goes out on there that doesn't necessarily show up on here. So if you just want a bit more of a nosy into my life, go follow me on there. But yes, there's not really much that's been happening other than I've decided to bring forward a room makeover. I didn't actually think I would actually be doing this room makeover at all, but it's just kind of become apparent that I do need to do something to the space. And I was going to save it more for next month, but with this miserable weather, I've realised the makeover that I wanted to do, which was the garden makeover, is just not going to happen anytime soon. The weather literally says it's going to be cloudy and frosty for the next 2 weeks. So there's no point in working on the garden. So I think that's probably a project that I'm going to pick up maybe sort of the Easter break weekend, fingers crossed. I've got a whole week off. I've got like 11 days off for the price of 4, which is excellent. But yes, I think that's when I'm going to be doing that stuff. So everyone just pray to the gods that we're going to get some gorgeous Easter weather. But yeah, that's probably when I'm going to pick that up. So I thought, well, what can I do in the meantime? I'll do this room makeover. So the room makeover is the home office. I did start it kind of towards the end of last year when I made the faux walls. I'll link it down below. I'll give you a little update as what's happening now, but basically we had some issues with leaks and stuff like that. They've finally been finished. I've been working literally on the sofa for the past couple of months doing work, which has been horrible for my back. I've finally been able to get up there because they've completed the work bar painting it, but I sort of just said to my landlord, if I paint it, will you just reimburse me for the paint? She's absolutely happy with that. And I've been working up there the past couple of weeks and I've just been like, I need some light up here, I need some brightness, and I just need to make this room feel cozy and lovely and go back to that kind of gentlewoman's office idea that I wanted to do. So I've decided I'm not going to do it as big as I wanted to do, and I will go into this more in a couple of weeks time, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those episodes. But I just thought there's a section of it that I'm going to concentrate on. I'm going to treat myself to some new furniture, do a few DIYs, and really just kind of create a cozy space that I want to hang out in. It really is going to be my room. Leah's kind of just said, look, I'm not going to be up there at all, so make it your own space. So I'm like, ooh. I've got ideas. Let's just say I have found possibly a sofa to go up there. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm like, a little seating area. But yeah, tune in so you can see that. But one of the things I did pick up at the DIY garden centre place was a little Farrow Ball paint sample of a possible colour that I'm going to use in the space, which is very not like me. we all know I'm a neutral girly, but I'm trying to embrace a bit of colour. I also love picking up these little paint samples because I've got a load of these from other projects that I'm going to be using for another DIY project that probably may happen this year, may not, but I'm always saving these because they're perfect for what I want to do, like the miniature DIY, which I can't wait to kind of bring you guys more on. And then the other thing that I picked up from the DIY store, other than the 2 rosemary plants you would have seen, which is part of springifying the home, is I picked up some geranium seeds. I hope I'm saying that right. But basically I've been looking for a geranium plant to have in the house, very much inspired by Mandy and Home. I hope I'm saying her username correctly. I'll link it down below. I feel like everyone knows her account though. Her house is gorgeous. It's that layered living and I'm obsessed with it. And I'm trying to recreate it as much as I can in my own home in my own style. But she has a load of like geranium plants around her house that kind of have that kind of nice wild natural feel to them that I wanted to bring into my space. I cannot find plant form of them anywhere. So saw the seeds and thought I'll give them a go. Literally give them a go grow once my windowsills have cleared up, because right now every single south facing window in this house, which is just the bathroom and the kitchen and the hallway, has some form of propagator on it growing seeds. I was hoping by this time I could get them out in the greenhouse and have some of the bigger plots that were a bit more established plants be growing in there, but because it keeps dropping to 0 like outside, which means the greenhouse is about 5 degrees, it's not warm enough yet. If it stays at about 5 degrees, it then becomes a bit more like a 10-15, which is perfect for them to grow in, but it's just not that warm yet. So 2 weeks time, hopefully we'll be able to move some plants out, but it has put a stop on me doing any seed growing, which I am not happy about. It's going to really affect my March seed plan if I'm not careful. But that's really it. And like I said, I bought 2 rosemary kind of topiary trees just to bring some life into the kitchen and the bathroom. They've got spring bulbs in there at the moment, but the spring bulbs really aren't happening in the bathroom. I thought they would, but they're not really doing well, so I'm going to replace them out with these trees and hopefully they'll look great and live. And then I thought the same for the kitchen one. The one in the window is doing amazingly well, but the one on the island isn't. I don't know why, but they're not. So hopefully, I've grown rosemary in the kitchen before and it's done really well, so I'm hoping this time having a little tree in there will add some interest and life and stuff to that kind of corner island bit. But yes, let's get on to the main reason why we're here for the video, which I just feel like some light came in and I'm like, oh, sun, but it's not, it's just a bit brighter. So we are gonna predominantly focus on here, but also, like I said, those plants in the other room. But we're focusing mainly on the living room to bring a bit of a spring decor feel to it. I love seasonal decorating your home. We all know I like to embrace a bit of autumnal, Christmassy stuff. I mean, we go crazy at Christmas. And I always feel like you can't really do much in spring, summertime, but you can. There's a lot you can do to your home to make it feel warm and inviting. So we're going to do a bit of spring decor, which just involves a little bit of light dusting with hoovered. I mean, we're hoovering every day. Poor Dash has been shredding like there's no tomorrow in this weather. But we just need to dust everything up. I've recently done a makeover, which you're currently propped on. I'll show you that. In a weird way, I'm showing you the results of it before I show you the how-to, hoping that might entice you guys to watch the next video and see how I created it. But we did a bit of a makeover and it's really changed the space. It's made it feel really lovely and classic in here. So this needs a whole bit of styling up. I've got some dead daffodils in front of me that needs to go out. And then I've got the pampas grass here that just needs to be replaced with the magnolia branches. And then a couple of other things, just maybe freshening up the sofa, just some general little things. Nothing too crazy, but just a few little things that like will brighten up the space. So there's already one that I've kind of pointed out behind me that I've already done to the space that I'm going to kind of show you guys. So actually let me give you a little tour where we are at the moment with the home, and then I'll take you upstairs, go and grab some decor bits, and then we'll kind of crack on with making this feel like spring is here. Making it feel a lot brighter and happier and sunnier than it really does feel right now outside. Okay, so this is the living room at the moment when you walk in. So we've got like blankets galore protecting the white sofa from the dog that brings in mud, bless him. It's like, what, me? How dare you? That bag down there is full of like spring decor stuff that I bought weeks ago that I've been desperate to get out. And that's a grow light that I thought I could put in the greenhouse. It doesn't fit, so I need to return that soon. And then general dumping stuff. Dog toys, everything. But yeah, I've got kind of something here just to kind of freshen this up, and I'm hoping I can change things out, like the pictures. If I turn you this way quickly, you can see all my pictures are quite wintry, so I want to just change them up into more kind of summery ones. I've also got a couple of empty frames that I really need to find some pictures for. So we've got that kind of there. I've got things like thrown about everywhere that I just need to sort out. But this is the makeover. I can't believe I'm showing this before I even started on it, but yes, I changed up the fireplace. I am so happy I did this. I can't tell you, like, it brings me so much joy seeing it. Like, if I just swap over here, like, look at that vantage point. It's beautiful. Like, oh, it feels so much more in keeping with this house. I love the marble, don't get me wrong. Oh, you're having a big stretch there. I loved it, but this is so much more classic and I absolutely love it. So again, subscribe so you don't miss out on how I did this if you're intrigued. This is all renter friendly, if you can believe it. Oh, are you inspecting it? But as you can see, it's kind of been dumped upon everything there, so I just need to kind of clear it out and then restyle it with things that I've got upstairs and just give it a bit of a tweak. Other styling that I have done is I've got these kind of faux candles from Lights for Fun. They've been great, but again, I want to change it up. I'm thinking of moving that here, maybe. And then we have this. So I saw this on a influencer? Yeah, an influencer's, how she had one of these orchids in kind of a similar vase on her coffee table, and I thought, well, that's just beautiful. So I picked it up. I would have waited to kind of film it with you, but I was impatient. I'm trying to keep it slowly alive, and I've kind of undone some of the clips. It was very much like upright like this, but I undid them to get this more kind of natural bend to them. And it is beautiful. Like when you sit down, when there's a banana, not a banana on show, it's really nice and like a beautiful vantage point, a really nice kind of picture moment when it's not miserable outside. Like this is really not picture taking weather, and I'm quite concerned because I do need to take some pictures for the blog posts and this kind of thumbnail and whatnot, so pray for me that I get this done in time. But it is beautiful and it's a really nice kind of feature, and as you can see, like the other vase is hidden behind there, so there's loads of stuff hidden behind that chair that needs to be taken upstairs and moved out of the way. Are you saying hi? Hello baby boy. Right, let me take you upstairs into the home office. You can see sort of the mess in the before, and let's grab some decor stuff. Okay, home office. You can see that I've kind of been sat up here already working last couple of weeks. This is much brighter than it is downstairs. This is a lovely room to be in right now. But yeah, you can see it's had its moment. So beautiful and tidy, and now it's just got completely messed up. So we've still got the faux kind of walls that I created that I need to cover. We've got a brand new skylight in here, so you can see how big the last one was. But yeah, this one is smaller, but it's leak proof, so that's good. And yeah, there's that patch where they, oh, you can't quite see it. That's a bit better, guys. So yeah, they had to obviously fill up it up with plaster. So we need to paint that section and also fix that. So there's a few things like the beams and painting, and also replacing this light with one that works. And I'm thinking of doing like a bit of a hanging pendant here. So as much as I want to replace that light there, we're on a completely different video here, but while you're here, as much as I want to replace that light, I can't. It involves leaning over and I can't be bothered. So we're just gonna paint everything and then just ignore that wall and focus on, if I turn really slowly for you guys, this section here. So pretty much up to there across is the area of the office we're going to focus on, and you'll only ever see photographs from this angle once it's completed. But yeah, stick around, there's going to be a couple of DIYs. I think it's going to be like a 3-part series, hopefully, but I think you guys will enjoy it, so stay tuned for this makeover. For now, what I wanted to do was grab this over here. So these are my faux magnolia branches. I think they're from Hudson Home. But they're brilliant for styling. I'm going to take this vase down with me, which is another DIY project that I did. I'll link down below if you're interested. I might put them in here, but I might go for a glass. Who knows? We'll just see. Is there anything here that I might want to grab? In fact, I might grab this book. This is Gardenista. It's a beautiful book. But I think that'd be a cute spine to put on top of my fruit and veg book downstairs. So I'll take that with me. Is there anything else that I want to take downstairs? I can't believe how messy it's got up here. This makes me very sad. Anything here? It's not really anything here. I'm definitely going to use those poppies in this room, I believe. Right, so it's just these two things that I'm taking down with me. So let's pop you up downstairs. Let's clear everything out, give everything a good dust, and then we'll start styling. Okay, so something that I love to do every single season, and I really only do this twice a year because there's not much point doing it 4 times a year, but I like to swap out my photography in my photo frames. So we take so many great pictures all year round that like it's nice to swap out them for like springy summer ones, and then autumn winter ones, and then Christmas ones when it comes to it. So maybe actually I do it more than twice a year, but definitely I like to just swap them out, and just it brings some life into it. It also means you don't have the same photos on show. It just kind of breathes new life. It reminds you of different things, and it's a really nice way of doing it. So I've got like my friend's wedding one there. I've got a couple of these two in particular were from like our Norfolk trip, so they're nice and summery. It reminds me of that time. That's obviously an old photo of me and my grandma that I managed to get when we were clearing out her estate. There's one of me and Lee on holiday when we went to Greece, which is always a gorgeous memory. This is just a funny one of Dash. I always love putting a single one of Dash in a frame. This is when he was trying on my big hat in the summer, and he was a coastal grandpup. So it's a very silly one, but it's a nice one to have on display because it just reminds me of stuff. We've got 2 gaps here, so I think this one I'm going to fill with like one from Portugal. I haven't like printed off that for the album. So up here is all the albums I have from our wedding. I think, is there a wedding one up here pending? There might be a wedding one up here, but they're all from like our holidays. So we've got like Cotswolds up there, we've got Norfolk, we've got when I went to Jordan, Greece, everything like that. So they're up there, and I need to fill out the Portugal one, and then the Edinburgh one later on this year. But yeah, I think we need to put something here, and then like I think this one I want to do like a bit of a photo shoot with. So whether I do it myself or I hire someone to do like a bit of a family photo shoot, that'd be quite good to get some pictures of me and Lee and Dash, of course. And then we have this one here, which is a gorgeous picture of me and Lee, but obviously we're wearing bobble hats, so it's very wintry, but the one behind it is a Christmas one. So I need to find some selfies. Maybe I need to just make him take a selfie picture with me, but we just need to fill that with something. I do actually have a photo that I grayscale, so all these I just grayscale in Lightroom on my phone. I have my preset for it, so then I just go to Asda. Basically they have like a print off thing for photos. It's so easy, they're so cheap, and it's just a way of refreshing everything. And I like doing everything in grayscale because it keeps it kind of very cohesive. It doesn't kind of like any colours from the photograph clash with my decor. It keeps it quite classical, so that's what I like to do. But yeah, I think I can fill this area up a little bit, and I want to put something here. I'm gonna just work on a little DIY and see if that works, but it's just something very simple to do with seasonal decor. Change it up, bring some new memories, and keep everything kind of fresh. Okay, I just made this off camera because in case it messed up, but it's actually turned out quite nicely. So this is an old candle holder. It used to have like a vine, tomato and basil candle in it from Neptune. I love the actual pot of itself, so I've always kept it, and I do want to fill it up again with a candle, but just waiting for the right time to to have the time to actually do that. But what I thought I'd do in the meantime is just create a bit of a moment of like rusticness over there in that corner, and I have loads of these battery powered or rechargeable candles from Lights for Fun, and I thought actually creating a bit of a Easter candle. I got some dried moss and just filled it around the edge, and I actually think it looks quite nice and rustic. Like it looks quite cute in my opinion, so I'm going to put that in that corner. And desk squeaking in the background there. But I think it's a really good one because I have a remote for this, so I can simply like point at it and have a candle on in that corner that A is actually safe, because obviously we don't want to be having a naked flame above a shelf. You know, that's how fires happen. But I figured it would just be a nice way of adding a bit of glow and a bit of rusticness. So I'm going to set that up, and then I think I'm going to sit you down and let's go over some of the bits that I purchased for springifying our home. Okay, so just taking a moment to sit down on the floor and chat to you guys. So I have a couple of tips. Sorry, I've just noticed one of my paper paintings is skew. I'm gonna have to fix that, 1 second. Sorry about that. My landscape painting that behind my sofa was like on an angle, and I thought I could power through it, but my brain was going, absolutely not, fix that now. We cannot concentrate on anything else until you do that. So just had to go and move that. So springifying your home, there we go, that's what I was talking about. So there's a couple of things I like to do just to kind of freshen up a space, especially to bring in those kind of like light, bright, airy feelings into your space. I think that works well with like this interior design that I have of being quite classical. It allows me to be quite adaptable to the seasons. So obviously during autumn winter time we get quite cozy, we go quite muted and quite warm, cozy feelings and stuff like that. But then we have such a blank canvas that when it comes to spring summer we can really brighten it up with like light airy things. As I've kind of mentioned, I'm really trying to get into more colour into the space. This is like a lot of colour already, this kind of faux brick background situation, but I want to bring in a bit more like just something into the space. So one of the few things, like I said, I do is like I switch out seasonal photographs if they're not kind of already timeless. Like there's one behind our sofa that is just me and Leah at our wedding, that's quite timeless. I have that kind of up all year round as such, but as I mentioned, like to switch them up and just change kind of like the pictures that I'm seeing and stuff. Other things I like to do is scent. So I have recently picked up this French lavender and peony fabric fresher spray. It's really lovely. It's from M&S. It's really all the happy stuff, plant-based, spider grower, all that kind of stuff, and it's just really nice to spray on like the sofa, the pillows, the armchair, all sort of Dash's bed, curtains as well. It just really like freshens everything up, and because it's quite a nice summery scent, it's really nice in this space to kind of bring a bit of brightness into it and whatnot. Obviously the other thing I've done is bring in plants and stuff. So I've got this orchid that seems to be thriving, and she seems to be bringing a lot of like kind of classical brightness into the space, but also just changing things out in terms of what I have in like the kitchen and the bathroom. Usually I kind of go for like a Christmas tree, mini Christmas tree in those spaces like at Christmas time, maybe bring in something a bit more kind of like a sage or oregano into the kitchen, just in the winter time, just kind of that kind of cozy textures, if that makes sense. But I just picked up 2 rosemary trees which I think are going to look great in this space, especially in those kind of old agey terracotta pots that I have. So they'll bring in some bit of life and a bit of newness into the space. In terms of here, like I said, there's not much I do in plants, but I do like to do a lot of faux florals. Certainly in that corner we're going to style up in a bit. I'll time lapse you on that. So new stuff that I've got, I haven't really got a lot. I've been very particular with what I'm getting, and I feel like I'm in that era of my life where I'm not buying stuff for the sake of buying stuff. I already have quite a few established pieces that really help, so I don't really need to go on a big massive haul of buying stuff. Doesn't mean I'm not looking, I'm always looking for stuff, but I'm just not buying it for the sake of buying it. I have to really truly love it in order for me to commit to it. One of the things that I didn't buy but I got gifted, so I'll put ad up here even though it's not part of it, but I want to be honest with you guys, is I worked with Lights for Fun on a few things, but they gifted me this gorgeous faux lantern. So it's a really nice like kind of faux candle in like a nice washed wooden rope handle situation, and I've had it styled in different places. I'm going to see if it works in here, but this might actually work in the home office a bit more, so it's definitely going to find a home somewhere in my house, but it's that kind of nautical classical style that I feel like it can fit anywhere. And then in the M&S food bag of random stuff, it was just the only bag I had like in my car to put everything in. Back on fragrances, I picked up this bad boy. So this was £20, but its recommended retail price is £95, so bargain for me. But I love this particular brand from HomeSense of like reed diffusers. I have quite a woody one that is somewhere in the house. At the moment down here I've got a Molton Brown orange and bergamot one where this one usually sits, but I'm going to replace it with this one. This one is red tea and iris. It was such a kind of classic freshing smell. When I was smelling it in the shop I was like, I have to pick this up, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I can't wait to get this out, and it's so big, like it literally is like that big as a jar. It just makes a statement, but it's kind of classical as well, and looks, it's so big as well that it just brings the scent into the home, if that makes sense. Like, it just, you walk in and it instantly hits you, and I love it. And then I picked up, in fact, let me just move this out of the way to show you. So I've got like a classical vase in the corner there that just, it's like my everything dumping pot. Honestly, if you look in it, there's like a dog toy, there's like a lighter, there's everything in there. But I picked up another one for the orchid, so this is the one that I picked up. So that's adding a bit more of a classical look and colour into space. I also picked up this one because I was seeing which one would work. I hadn't bought the plant yet. I had to like buy the pots and then buy the plant. But I'm not going to return this. Either I am going to use this up their stairs in the home office, or I'm going to maybe use it in here, but I don't think I will because there's already 2 of them. I feel like 3 would be a bit too much, but some really nice kind of classic pieces in Home Sense at the moment. And then this one, I'm going to see how it looks in the space, but I wanted to get like a throw. So for autumn, winter time, I had that kind of brown taupey kind of check blanket that was thrown over the chaise bit of our sofa, and it was a really nice feature. And then I put like a Christmas one up there during Christmas, and I put the brown one back over sort of like the New Year period while we're keeping it cozy. But I wanted something that was of a light material because that one's woolen. I wanted more like a linen fabric, but something light that would kind of bring that kind of light texture into space, but also just a bit of brightness to the colour. I saw this one, which is very outside my comfort zone, but equally as gorgeous, and I wanted to kind of give it a go on my sofa. It's very classic kind of green and a little bit of blue grey colour in there that I think it will work with the space. And because it's, like I said, my house is very neutral, I can kind of play with these different stuff. I mean, I already love like what I'm seeing here with the brick and everything, so I think this is going to work. I've just realised as well, it's like 4 different patterns. Like, I've got this pattern here, and then I've got this pattern here, so I can definitely have a little bit of play, like how I fold it and how it looks on the sofa. But I think that's going to be instantly something to add to it, and then also just what we're going to do styling around here. So let's get this on the sofa and see how it looks, and then we'll start on the fireplace, I think. Okay, right, I am done with decorating. I put the rosemary trees in the bathroom and also the kitchen. They look gorgeous, if I say so myself, so I'm very happy with that. But we are literally like, I've had to open a window to let more light in, otherwise I was gonna have to turn on a lamp. I'm not happy with this weather whatsoever. So if I manage to get some shots, I'm going to insert some b-roll footage here of how the living room looks like in nice natural light. It might be one of those like when I'm working from home, like take 5 minutes just to take a couple of seconds of b-roll footage just to show you guys, but right now it's not happening. Like, I have to finish off this fireplace makeover webisode with some b-roll footage, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that today. It looks miserable. It's absolutely miserable. And I even ran into my neighbour and she's like, I'm done with this weather, I just want to be outside. And I think it's because like this time last year we were jet washing our like courtyards because we have a through yard. We sort of have like a little annual, as a free household neighbour project, we jet wash the entire yard, so we clear away all the green and stuff. But that's not going to happen for a while until this rain stops, which is really, really annoying. But I will say, even the few changes, even in this like low lamp light, it feels nice in here. It feels really nice and refreshed. So I'm glad I did this little mini project. It's coming up to lunchtime, literally 12 o'clock now. So I'm gonna have some lunch and then we are going to brave the weather and go for a dog walk. Sorry, I forgot what the word was then. So yeah, go for a dog walk, and then probably I will spend the rest of the evening editing these videos. Hopefully we'll get some of the B-roll shots and all the pictures and all the reels that I want to create tomorrow, Sunday. I am a bit annoyed, I'm not gonna lie. I got up early to curl my hair so that I could film and do all these things, and it's not happening today. Who knows, it could change. I will be miffed though if I stick my hair up in a cap and it gets ruined, and then by the time we get back from the dog walk it's lovely and sunny. I will be fuming if that happens. But you know, these are the things. When you work full time, you have to just take what is given, and part of this is also the reason why I haven't really created content, because it's just not been great lighting to do it. So this is where we are. But I do hope you enjoyed this webisode, how random it was, but it's just like a lovely little catch-up webisode to keep you guys in the loop of what's going on, where we are with everything. As I mentioned, we've got a DIY project coming up after this, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that. And then we will be going into I said 3-part, but I imagine it might be a 4-part. We'll know near at the time, but definitely a multi-part series on the home office makeover and getting that looking gorgeous. I will say, if it's like this later on today and tomorrow, I probably will start part of the home office makeover this weekend just to get a jump start on it, because why not? But for now, like I said, easy afternoon of editing. But yes, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss up on any of the stuff that I've just mentioned. Like this video if you did love the randomness of it, and let me know if you have gone into spring decor, what you're looking forward to this March. Like, have you got this miserable weather, or have you got quite nice sunshine weather? Let me know what your situation is wherever you are in the world. And just thank you very much guys for all your support, and I really do appreciate it. Like, I really do. I'm truly grateful for like everybody who subscribes, everyone who leaves comments and leaves positive comments, and even, you know, constructive feedback. I really appreciate everyone's effort just to helping me create the best content I can for you guys. So yeah, like, rate, subscribe. Have a lovely rest of your week. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.